All right. Welcome, everyone. It is such a delight to have you here for the Your Magnetic Offering Masterclass. We have about 90 people registered for this experience. So thank you so much for being here live. Thank you, those who are going to be watching later on. I'm Coach Anna. I'm a creative impact coach. I'm a creativity engineer, and I'm a transformational offering expert. And I am delighted today to help you get to your next level in clarity about the magic that you offer this world so that you can speak about it with more confidence, more conviction, which means that your dream audience, your dream clients can hear you. They can say yes, you can be prosperously and abundantly resourced, and they get the transformation they need, and the whole effing world changes. Is that something you would like? Yes? Yes. Okay. If that sounds like a yes, you can put that in the chat. And I'm going to read some of these hellos from everyone. Okay. Cindy from Australia, 6:30 a.m. here. Thank you for joining us. Apara Jita, New Jersey, USA. Rose from NYC. Tamara from Sequin, Washington. Lisa joining from Maine. Holly, also from NYC. Vive from Western Australia. It is 4:30 a.m. here. Thank you, Vive, for being here. Petra here with you all from Vancouver Island and from North Carolina. Karen from Sweden. And it's so, just as I'm reading these names, it's so wonderful. I've read through a lot of your assessments, and it's just such a delight to get to feel your energy and see you here in person, in Zoom person. Lavinina from Germany, Anisha in Queens, New York, Ness in Dorset, UK, Petra from the Czech Republic, Madeline from Ontario, Canada, beautiful Anna and Kin, I'm calling in from Treaty 6 territory, Edmonton, Alberta, from Abigail. Okay, amazing. And so many more. So just welcoming, oh, actually, I think I can read all the rest. Liz from Australia, Gregory from Chicago, and just so nice to see you all. And if you haven't put your name and location into the chat yet, you can go ahead and do that now. All right. So we have a delicious, delicious program for you today. So just so you know a little bit more about me, I've been in the transformational industry since 2014. That's when I began my psychology studies. I have a master's degree in clinical and somatic psychotherapy. I transitioned into coaching in 2018. So I coach in a lot of modalities, but I really love getting to the root cause of what is keeping you stuck so that you can be bright and visible into the world. Before then I was a teacher for many years, and before then I did sales and marketing for retail. So I did the window displays and the buying and all the things. So I've done many things in my life, and I currently do magical marketing for the quantum school. And I used to have this about marketing. Anyone have that about marketing when you hear that word? Anyone? Right. Marketing is just our message being able to reach the people who need us. So we're here for magical offerings and magical marketing. So it's such a delight to have you all here. And besides all of this different expertise, I really bring in my personal experience. And I want to share a story with you in just a moment. But before we do that, I would love to introduce the amazing Inesha, who is here holding psychic intuitive Zoom space for us so that our meeting runs deliciously smooth. And she's going to pull a card for us, or share a card that she's already pulled in a little bit later.
Thanks, Anna. Hello, everybody. I'm Anisha Paredes with Ignited Intuition, and I'm just here just to help hold the container here for Anna and just allow everything to flow as smoothly as possible. So if there's anything that anybody needs, any questions or anything, you could feel free to private message me. Thank
Mm.
you.
Can we all just breathe in that beautiful voice? Does everyone just feel a little more grounded? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we have amazing support here today. All right. We're going to go over our shared agreements. I'm going to share that story, and then we will count everyone on camera for prizes. And then those of you who I know it's very late for, you can go off camera as needed. Okay. So just to create a sacred space together, we want to have some shared agreements for our time. So we're really here to change the world. Like my everything I do is for more magic in the world. Okay. And I genuinely believe your unique magic is more important than ever. You are already amazing. And so we're here to amplify you by supporting you to sparkle your offerings into the world. And of course, we have an amazing prize wheel, which always adds a little extra sparkle. Okay, so our shared agreements together are amplification and empowerment. So, what that means is we need sunshine and nourishment to grow. So, if someone says something that you like, sparkle them up, say, yes, I agree with that. I already saw some of that in the chat. Oh, I see another person from my country. Oh, welcome. So, that's amazing. The second thing we want to do is share from empowerment. So, it is quite a time in the world. We're not ignoring that. And we are powerful creators of the future. So we want to make sure we're sharing from a place of power. And we want to be here for conscious connections. So this is a delicious, delightful group of humans. And my encouragement is not to put links in the chat, right? You can put your email address, you can connect with each other, but let's not distract or take away from the learning in any way. So if you are a yes for these shared agreements of amplification, empowerment, and conscious connections, please go ahead and put that in the chat for me. All right, beautiful. I'm off screen again. All right, amazing. Thank you for all of the yeses. Okay, so I want to share something just a little deep here as we dive in. So the real reason that I do what I do is because I grew up with transformation. So transformation was like the cinematic backdrop of my life. So I grew up with a transgender parent, and I saw firsthand what happens when we get to be ourselves in the world. I saw her transform into the most incredible human. She does amazing volunteer work. Even at 77 years old, she stands for immigrant rights for the big crisis that we're having in the United States. She does amazing work in the world. She became the parent I had always dreamed of and desired, so present, so loving, so supportive, so caring. So I know the power that transformation gives. And that's what you do for all of your clients. That's what you do for your audience. You give them the power to be themselves, to be fully themselves in the world, right? So they can have their magic and their gifts. Now, with that, I also saw the challenge of transformation that is not supported. So this happened in the mid 80s to the mid 90s. So not a lot of support for this kind of transformation. So her transformation took about a decade, and it was really hard. It was hard on her, it was hard on me, it was hard on my mom. And I ended up having about like 2 to 3 decades of depression from that experience and from some other things. And we don't have 2 to 3 decades in this world for your clients to wait for you, right? They need your support now. So I saw the power of transformation, and I saw what happens when transformation isn't fully supported and the pitfalls of that. And so that is why I do this sacred work, is so that your magic is out onto this earth, helping people change their identity, become who they're meant to be, and we can all have more magic in the world. So thank you for allowing me to share that deep, empowering story. Hopefully that was somewhat empowering for you. And you can just give some sparkle fingers if anyone shares something that you like, just to like let it know that, or snaps, whatever feels good to you, to let it know that it's been received. Okay. So with that, I would love you to put in the chat the transformation that you offer. Just a couple words so I can read as many as possible. So it might be I'm a relationship coach, or I do astrology, or I read tarot, or I work with human design. So just go ahead and put into the chat what you offer so that we can presence you. Right. Arjita, human services and therapy. Oh, and now actually, before I read these, this is the time when you would want to come on camera if you would like to be recorded for prizes. Again, you're not being recorded. Only me speaking is being recorded. But if you would love to be eligible for a prize, this is a wonderful time to come on camera so that Inesha can record you. So as I read these, I'm going to, Anisha's gonna note down your names. Okay. Human services and therapy, tarot reader and spell maker. Oh, I love that. Transforming relationship with nature, says Lisa. Rose, I'm still honing in on it. Yes. And like, way to just like name that. Tamara, I help women midlife move through transformation using the tools of Ayurveda and yoga. Amazing. Kathleen, I am a shadow alchemist. Vive, somatic practitioner. I help people create a secure base in their body. Petra, astrology and crystal healing. Anne, connect people with their soul. Lavinina, guide the reconnection with self through nature, slow down and see what is already there. Cindy, I facilitate ancestral healing across the dimensions. Gregory, dream shaman, author, consultant, yes. Ness, I teach yoga from the energetic perspective. Amazing. Abigail, trauma recovery guide, feminine leadership mentor, speaker, author, mama cycle breaker. D, Reiki master, teacher, inspirational speaker. Liz, I bring people home to themselves. Okay. And everyone who's watching later on, you're welcome to put what you do in the comments down below the video. We would love to hear that as well. Can we just take a moment here before we dive in and I go into slides, just a moment to look at the amazing humans who are bringing this magic into the world and just maybe just connect eyes with someone and just like sparkle them up. just see someone here and just thank them with your eyes for joining us. Amazing. Okay. All right. Beautiful work, you all. So I'm going to go into some sharing now. I'm going to give us a little bit of presencing, hopefully some gems that you can take forward. And then we're going to do a card from Anisha, and we'll do some workshopping, and then we'll have those delicious prizes. So, and let me just read a couple more of these. Karen, channeling messages from different guides to transform to remember who you are. Romaine, helping humans reconnect with their true selves and empower their self-expression. Amazing. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna do some workshopping that is going to hopefully be revolutionary for you. It's gonna be a non-strategy. It's gonna come from inside of you. So if you're here in this circle, my guess is that you are heart-centered. My guess is that you are intuitive. My guess is that you've been hearing all of these messages from outside of yourself about what you need to be successful in the world. And I would love your success to come from inside of you, to be birthed and sparkled through you. And so here are a few teaching points that I hope will just change the way you think about things and create a lot of value in the direction that you move forward in. So there are two parts of a transformational message. There is your internal messaging, your understanding of your offering, of what you're saying, how you feel about it, your belief in it, your belief that clients can transform with it, your belief in yourself, your conviction, your confidence in yourself. Okay. There's your internal message. And then there is external messaging. This is your expression so others understand your words and feelings. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that we get these confused. So if you've anyone here, just put a yes in the chat. Anyone here ever learned a language that was not your native language? Okay. So if you've ever learned a second language, so as usually, unless we learn languages when we're very young, um, when we first learn languages, we're translating. And so imagine if you didn't know whether you were talking about an apple or an avocado, it would be very hard to translate that into the language that someone could understand it, right? Into this new language. And so a lot of times we don't know really what we're saying, and we're trying to translate it into external messaging. So we want to get really, really clear. Like, what am I actually trying to say? What do I believe about this? Like, how do I feel in my body as I am saying this before we begin translating that so that others can understand? And what happens when we get really clear on our internal messaging is that it makes you magnetic. Okay. So I'm just going to take slides down so you can see me here for a moment. So I want to just share a little story here about how I know this. So it was 2019 or 2020 when my coaching career was just beginning to take off. And I've had different seasons in my coaching career, right? As you can probably sense, I am a very sensitive, empathic person. And so sometimes I've really been able to be like, yes. And there's been seasons where that's been harder. But this was one of these seasons that was just like magical for me. I was really taking off. And I gave 3 different workshops. So I have 3 different workshops in 2019 and 2020. And I had the same offer, exact same offer. Okay. And the workshops all sold out. It was a small space. So selling out meant like 25 people, right? So the workshop sold out. The shop owners were overjoyed. My workshops were really popular. I gave feedback forms at the end, and everyone gave great feedback. So, same amount of people, same great content, same feedback. In 2 of the workshops, when I gave my offer, no one booked a call with me. Like 0 people wanted to know more. Like they were like, that was great, but like, I don't know if I really want to work with you. In the third workshop, I really worked on my internal messaging, how I was feeling, my belief in what I was offering and what I was saying, like my belief, like this work will change the world. Like you stepping into your newest identity will change the world. And I kid you not, 23 out of 25 people lined up lined up to make sure I had their email address correct, right? Thank you, Gregory. Yes, right, because it was old school back then. So I just had these little pieces of paper. I didn't have the scan code, right? These little pieces of paper, they were writing down their email address, and they lined up to make sure that I could read their handwriting, that they were going to get that session with me to find out what I had to offer. Okay. And I didn't change the offer. I changed my internal messaging. Okay. Does that land for you guys? Can you feel that? So we have an internal message, we have an external message, and it's really the internal message that makes us truly magnetic. What are you So I'm gonna tell you why this matters for the workshopping, but what are you taking forward from that? If you could just put an insight into the chat. What feels new about that, or what feels like a confirmation? Or if you feel like using your voice, this is going to be on YouTube. You are welcome to raise your virtual hand and speak an insight. Just know that you will be recorded on YouTube. So I want to give you that sparkle. um, but what is opening up for you? Like, what are you really taking forward? Okay. Feeling confident translates into sales, says Dee. Yeah, right. Have to embody it, says Rose. I love this from Aparajita. Heart and voice aligning. Yes, right. When we're really feeling that, right, our voice aligns and we can speak more powerfully. Holly, feeling confident in my own messaging makes a difference. Vive, self-resonance. Yes, we can hear ourself. We can hear ourself, and that is what allows other people to hear us. It illuminates where my challenge lays, says Tamara. Yeah, right. So often we're trying to do that external messaging first before we're clear on the internal, and the translation is fuzzy. Liz, clearing self-limiting beliefs, right? Like you might have this belief, like, I can't do it. It's not for me. It's not never going to work. And it's like, no, I just need to go back to my internal messaging. Kathleen, the secret sauce is already inside. Yes. Lisa, internal coherence. Gregory, not pushing to sell, but to resonate. your essence. Yes. And usually focus on speaking to who the audience is. That opens up the other half of the equation, right? Yeah, what's inside of us that we are then speaking into, right? That self belief matters, says Romaine. Feel the alignment and authenticity. Cindy says communication is much more than just the words and energy behind it, right? There's the body language, are all part of getting the message across. People know when we are in alignment with their message, with our message. Yes, if you're here, you're heart centered, I'm assuming, right? Which means probably your clients and your audience are heart centered and intuitive, and they can sense if you don't believe what you are saying. And so you believing what you're saying helps them be able to hear it and receive it. Okay, amazing. Okay, so we're going to do some workshopping now, and you might get just to your internal messaging. Depending where you are in the process, you might get to some external messaging as well. But I want to give you permission to let it be okay if it's just the internal today. Like, be nice to yourself, let it be easy. Okay, let this be fun. How often is like figuring out our offerings not fun? Could we effing let today be fun? Are you guys like down for some fun? Okay, yes. Can we let it be easy? Can we let it be fun? It also it it's not going to all come through today because it's magic. So some of it's going to come through in your dreams. It's going to come through in the shower. It's going to come through on your walk. You're going to have all of the prompts that you need for the process, but it might not all come in today. Okay. And so to set us up for sacred space, um, we are going to have a card reading in just a moment. I'm going to read one more of these though. Karen, you said, "What is my service? Am I really giving something?" That has been my issue, and now I'm more confident. Right? Yeah. Like when we like, yes, I am really giving something. Yes, my offering has value, and we feel that way. Right? We can communicate it out. Okay, amazing. All right, Inacia is going to come on and present a very special card that she sat with in sacred space before our time and pulled for us. So here we go, and then we will take this magic and run with it.
All right. Yes. Thank you. And thank you everybody who is here because you all had, I think, something to do with this card pull. So I just want to show you the back of the card, even from the deck it's from. It's from the Spiral Tarot, and I have so many different decks, but decided to use this one specifically. And I asked for a card that would benefit the collective of those who would be participating in this workshop in this Anna's mastermind here, and asked for basically a message that needed to be heard and received, because there could have been a number of things that I asked, but I felt like that was the message. And I'm so pleasantly surprised when I turned the card around and received this card here, which is the Knight of Swords. So I just want you to just, before I even say anything, just take a look at that image. Oh, and I just like let out a sigh of relief. One of the very first message that I heard when I pulled the card was that it's as easy as breathing. And immediately the Knight of Swords, the sword's energy is of the air. It has to do with air and the air qualities. And so when I heard that, I laughed, especially because the court cards. This is a court card from the tarot, and the knight has to do with the element of air. You know, the kings are fire, queens are water, the pages are of earth, and the knights themselves are of air. So this is a double air card. And immediately, just as easy as air. And I thought, what a perfect card for a mastermind where you're thinking up and inspiring yourself to create your next offer. One of the things that caught my attention just now, as Anna, I had to write it down because I was like, what a perfect message that Anna added to this all, because this shows me the inspiration of that forward motion. I don't know if you could see here, but this is a horse here that this knight is riding, and in their right hand they have a sword that's essentially pushing them forward. And this horse themselves is has a lot of energy behind it, a lot of air energy, and so air moves, right? Air moves and it grooves, and so that message that Anna just said right before I started speaking of um, that it might not come today, right? It might not all come today. It might come later in dreams. It might come later in the process. And one of the things here is the reminder that as inspiring as air can be, and allowing it to be as easy as air or as easy as breathing when you're not thinking about it, it's when we sometimes start to think about the taking our next breath or taking our next step that we might become a little impatient, right? Because air can get a little scattered when it's moving abruptly. But it's that reminder of that this horse is looking towards the left, and left you typically is receptive energy, while the right, like the sword here is in the right hand of the knight, is active energy, and it pursues and takes action. So it's knowing, and even when being frustrated in that wind or not quite having your breath, needing to catch your breath, and it not feeling as easy as air, it's like that remembrance that there's always a process, like this process happening, a cyclical process. You could even think about it as a spiral process, and that it basically all comes together. And like it just got the chills because why? Because air just touched my shoulders. So there it is, my friends. There's the message. I mean, how
Oh,
perfect.
oh, amazing. Can we give it up? Can we give it up for Inacia for that beautiful magic, right? It can be as easy as air. So it can be as easy as air, and we can get a little scattered. So we just want to let it be easy and keep our focus. And can we all just like take a breath for one moment before we go into our workshopping? Yeah, so maybe hand on heart, hand on belly, and just letting it be as easy as air. One more nice deep breath. Beautiful. All right. So easy as air with that momentum. Are you guys ready to workshop? I love the swaying. Yes. I see some swaying with the air. Loving that. Yeah. So we're gonna do some workshopping. So anything you need to do for your body right now to just take in that magic. Ah, get ready to have some insights, some downloads, some deliciousness. Hmm. All right. And I'm going to ask your permission to be brilliantly imperfect. I'm going to be sharing sound. I usually give you guys your own track to do, and I'm going to experiment with sharing slides and sound at the same time. And so, can you all give me some sparkles that goes well for me? So, like sometimes we have to try new things, and we're gonna see how that goes. So we're gonna have three moments to brainstorm. I'll take a couple of shares for anyone that wants to, or maybe not for anyone, but we'll take a few focus shares to be able to ground in the learning. Okay. And these prompts will all be in the replay as well. So, and Anisha will be putting them in the chat as well. All right. And thank you again, Inacia, for that amazing card and for bringing magic into our circle. We deeply, deeply appreciate you. All right. So, gaining clarity on our internal messaging is what makes us magnetic. All right. So we did a little magic, and now we're going to go into our workshopping. So in just a moment, I'm going to give you some examples first, but in just a moment, I'm going to have you brainstorm some of your favorite tools, practices, or exercises that you use with clients. Okay. Just as quickly as possible. I'll give you about 3 minutes, and you're just going to brainstorm as many as possible. And just to give you an example, here's a couple that I use. Okay. When I have a one-on-one coaching offering, that's where this is drawn from. I often give this to one-on-one clients. It's called Your Magnetic Offering. And I have my client read and sign my coaching agreement and see if there's anything they'd like to modify in their own coaching agreement. So that's one exercise I have people do. I have a secret tool that helps them connect with their next dream clients. I offer voice note coaching between sessions. I have them practice a sales call on me. We create an outline of the transformational arc that they take their clients through. So those are some examples of exercises. For you, it might be like, what deck? How do you decide what deck you're using if you're pulling cards? It might be if you're an astrologer, which points do you look at in the chart? Okay, so really just noticing your favorite tools, practices, or exercises. And I'm going to have to stop sharing, I think, to start my music. So give me one moment here. I'm going to dance with technology. Okay. Can everyone hear that? Can you hear the music? No? Okay. Tell me when I start sharing the screen if you can hear the music. Can you? Okay. Just spending maybe 30 more seconds just writing down as many more things as come to you, just really free flowing brainstorming. Just beginning to bring that to a close, knowing you can always come back here, that more will come through. We're just going to go, we're going to go into the next part of this exercise, and then I'll take a few shares. So, from some of these tools, and you might only get to one or two for this next part, and that's okay. So from these favorite tools or practices, the next part is what are the benefits or outcomes of those exercises, the why for using them. And the reason we start this way is we love our processes, we love our tools. like we love them so much. And yet that's not always the language that lands for other people. And so when we think of the benefits or the outcomes, it helps us translate. But it can even just be the benefits for us. Okay. So it doesn't even need to be the translation yet. It can still be the internal messaging. So just a few examples, right, from mine. So when I have a client think about their own coaching agreement, their clients are set up for success, right? Their clients are set up for success. Even more deeply, I notice my clients then are ready to take new clients. And then if I go one layer deeper, I notice that this creates this magnetic energy that intrigues their soulmate clients, right? When they have these calls and they're like, yes, I'm ready, right? Their clients can feel that. So you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. For another example, right? When I use this tool to connect them with their next dream clients, right? They have people to offer their magic to. Amazing. Again, what this really does is that it's fun and delicious and satisfying to create their offering. They have kind of like a marker at the end. Voice note coaching. What I would notice in my sessions is we'd have a plan and we'd come back to the next session and I was like, what happened to the plan? Like we're doing something completely different. And so what I found is that creative people need space to integrate their creative ideas. Like it just like we need that as creative people. So there's this space to integrate. And then that keeps clients on track with their goals and also really lit up in their creative process, that their goals still feel like their own. Um, Having them practice a sales call, right? They feel more embodied during their sacred sales process, and we can fix any blind spots that come up. What that does underneath, right, even deeper, is it helps their dream clients say yes. Just one more example here, and then I'll leave you to do your own, is we create an outline of the transformational arc that they take their clients through, right? And then what they offer creates breathtaking value. And because my clients are heart centered, when they know they create breathtaking value, right, they fall head over heels in love with their offering and they want to share it with the world. Okay. So that's just some examples of a, an exercise, right? The benefits, and then going even deeper into those benefits. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment here to brainstorm. Beginning to bring that to a close. Right? It's okay if you just got to one tool or exercise. And um, I'd love to know here if anyone would like to share one or two tools and the why for using them. So you can raise your virtual hand if that is something that you would like to share. And then we have one more part in this exercise. And I forgot to tell you too, while you're deciding if you want to raise your hand, um, if um, if you want more coaching on this, so the masterclass is 75 minutes, and I'm going to stay on after for coaching. So if you'd love to dive even deeper, you can stay on with me, and we'll do a little bit more sparkling. Okay. All right. So we're going to take one or two. Let's see. We have four people raise their hand. Amazing. Okay, so let's do maybe one tool or exercise per person and the why. Does that feel good? And we can take some examples and we can all get inspired by this. Okay. All right. We're going to start with Vive.
Hi, Anna.
Hello. Welcome.
Thanks. So I surprised myself with my tool because I had some like things in mind, and then I was like, oh, actually, my favorite practice with clients is embodied dream work.
Beautiful.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So embodied dream work. So that's a practice that you do with clients out of many. Who else has many practices? Anyone else have like a whole toolkit? Yes. Okay. All right. So out of many, this is your favorite. And what does your client receive from having this practice, or why do you do it for you?
Yeah. So I think it brings people into relationship with their own mystery and imagination and sense of sort of like this richness that is actually within themselves that perhaps they didn't realize they had. But also, there's an aspect with embodied dream work where they realize they have the capacity to work with what frightens them, to work with their fear.
Wow. So it connects them to the mystery and it connects them to the fear, right? And then underneath that, right, they're building their capacity for joy and magic and their capacity to be with what is challenging, right? And we can even go deeper and deeper. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for that, for sharing that. Okay, beautiful. Let's go with Inacia, Karen, and Tamara. So we will go to Inacia next.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I love this one too. This was my favorite that came out and I was surprised. I called it the Intuition Readiness Library. And I yeah, I like to bring this into the beginning of sessions as a way of sharing with the clients that not only am I going to use the tarot and the oracle cards that I'm using for our sessions together, and that those have specific meanings based on the systems that they come from, but also to let them know that I'm using different parts of my own like intuitive library where I take meanings or I see imagery in the cards that might remind me of something else, right? So it's like different intuitive nudges and just a reminder of that I will be using those kind of different tools and that they come from different places and they could mean anything. And I think
Right.
the reason why I love doing it um, is it offers, I think, a kind of settling in my client where they feel like they're a part of it in many ways because I also remind them that there could be something that the symbol means to them from that card specifically. And like if they share that, it really empowers the reading and it gives them that sense of confidence to move forward, which is what I really love in my clients
Wow.
is their confidence to move forward.
Yeah. So it sounds like, thank you so much for sharing this. So it sounds like it gives them, like you're setting up sacred space so they feel safe in their body, right? They know what's going to happen. They understand the tools, right? And it gives them power, right? To find their own intuition and like know that they're like a partner in this reading, and it gives them a lot of confidence and probably it begins to build their intuition as well. Beautiful. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Okay, amazing. All right. So and we're gonna do like as laser as we can for the next one so that we can get to the next exercise. So we're gonna do Karen and Tamara laser shares here. And let me unmute you. Karen or Karin, let me know.
Oh, my name is Karin.
Karen, okay. So welcome. We're so honored to have you here.
Yes, I want to share a tool I use with everyone, and it's light language and toning song. And what that benefits for the client is that the frequency rise, and I get information and answer to questions from another realm, and as it is for the highest good of all, the message is received, and yeah, they love it.
Beautiful. Okay, so they're like they're have this calming in their own nervous system, but then it's helping you connect with these higher realms, and then you're getting the exact intuition that you need, the exact message, right? That's
Yes.
gonna solve the question that they had. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate that. All right, Tamara or Tam, remind me how to say your name if I'm saying it wrong.
Hi, you're correct. It's Tamara. So I really love to go deep teaching my clients the 20 gunas of Ayurveda, which are essentially these fundamental properties that are used to describe the nature of everything in the universe, including our bodies, our minds, foods. So an example might be like hot or cold. And when you understand what heat does to your mind, your body, your emotions, and how that could be connected to behavior or disease, you start to develop a relationship with yourself as a elemental being, and it provides these immediate tools. When you know that your mind is overheated, there's a really easy tool to cool your mind, right? When you have IBS, your body's overheated, there's a list of foods to eat that's going to like heal your body. And so that, it goes to the spirit as well. So, yeah, those are one.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we get to know ourselves as an elemental being who is breathtaken by that language. Like, love that. Okay. So we get to know ourselves as an elemental being, and then we have like tools that we can immediately use in the 3D to for an array of different desired outcomes that we might like, from pain reduction to all kinds of things. So amazing. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Before we go into our last part here, what did you all learn from this exercise? So usually when we're thinking about our offerings or our A to B transformation, we come from the outside in. That's what everyone teaches. Like, who is your ideal client? They're out there. How do you talk to them? What is the thing they want? What's the problem? And this is a much different way where we come from inside of ourselves, what we love to do, what lights us up, right? And we're coming from a different way. So, just did anything open up for you just from doing that before we go into our final exercise here? You can put it in the chat and I'd love to hear. Did you gain any clarity? What was the magic? I love this one. It gave me the message that I am on my soul aligned path. Yes, right? Because it's coming from inside of us, it's coming from our soul. Amazing. I love that. Clarifying and focusing my offerings and the language around all of them with the tools I have available, right? Yes, because we love our tools, right? We love our processes. And we often want to talk to clients about our tools and our processes, and they actually don't want to hear usually. And so we get to do it from this way where we love it. And we then begin to have different language for how to put them out into the world. Cindy, I felt the magnetism when people were explaining their tools and why they use them, right? When we talk about our tools, we just love them. But what we added is why, right? So if you are explaining a tool to someone, quick about the tool and more about the why, right? Because we get the magnetism and then we can know how it serves. Okay, I learned how much to love how much I love one of my offerings or how much to love one of my offerings. Amazing. Yes, we want to fall in love with our offerings. Yes. Ness, I can approach the marketing the same way I teach yoga from the inside out. Yes, you have a very unique way of teaching yoga, Ness. It's like it's so unique and so different. And like, what if your marketing could be like breathing? What if it could be that easy? Yeah, Karen, I'm not used to doing this and haven't thought what the benefits are to them. Yes, right? We often forget that. We know what they are. We feel it, right? But how can we then begin to offer that language out so people can hear it and say yes? Okay. All right. We are going to go into our final part today. And this is going to be even more powerful when you've gathered more tools and more why. So don't, if it's like, if it doesn't feel 100% clear today, remember it's going to come through in the dream, in the shower, like, like letting it be easy, like breathing. Okay. Can I have your permission that this next one that can, like, we're just going to let it be easy and we're going to let magic come in. Okay. All right. So So we looked at the benefits or outcomes of using those tools or those exercises or those practices. And so now just a rough draft of the transformation that you offer your clients or your audience, like the full transformation or the transformation for one of your offerings, okay? And here's an example again. So, right, here's from mine. These are the deeper why. They are on track with their goals and fully lit up in their creative process. It feels fun, delicious, and satisfying to create their offering. They fall head over heels in love with their offering and they want to share it with the world, right? Taking new clients feels exciting. It's creating magnetic energy and intrigue for their soulmate clients, and their dream clients are saying yes in sales calls. And so what I used to say for this offering was, and it was enough to enroll clients. So I just want to like I enrolled clients with this message and they got transformation. So this is what I used to say. Create your signature coaching package, one that offers real transformation to your clients. Okay, so that's beautiful, right? I went a little deeper. What does real transformation do? It means that you're wildly in love. Right? Right? You're wildly in love with your offering and your clients are saying yes. So I went even a step deeper, right? And now I say craft a signature program you're wildly in love with that has your dream clients saying yes. So you can see how I went from the tools to the why to the transformation. So I'm going to encourage you to just have a rough draft here of the transformation that you offer your clients or your audience. And for some reason, I have to, give me 1 second. Right. So bringing that to a close, remembering that you have all of these prompts, that you can come back to them, that you can have more time with them. And I would love, we're going to go into prizes in just a moment. Um, I would love to hear what has come through. So you can put it in the chat. Thank you, Dee, for putting that in. I'm going to read that in just a moment. So you can put through something in the chat, or anyone who is feeling brave and wants to use your voice. And just remembering this is going to go on YouTube. So if you're okay with that, then we're going to take as many laser shares as we can from anyone that would love to use your voice. So raise your hand now so that I know how many people I have. And it's okay if you shared before. And if you shared before, it's actually beautiful because we can see how your tool goes into your transformation. So raising your hand if that is an alignment for you. Okay. All right. So we have Gregory and we have Anisha. All right, Gregory, I'm coming to you. Tell us about your delicious transformation.
So, just take a breath,
Yes.
embody it. So, by working with me, you'll become someone who is more in tune with your intuition and can hold space for your darkest shadow and your brightest light.
And I love the breath because I got chills. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Gregory. Amazing. All right, Inesha. Okay, actually, do we get Can we have snap sparkles? Like, yay, yay. Good. Okay. All right, Inesha.
Okay, let's see what I wrote here. So what this offers my client, it reorientates them to the present moment in mind and reawakens the remembrance of their own power, allowing them to build the confidence in taking the next steps of their life's journey.
Ooh, that's gorgeous. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, amazing. All right, I'm gonna read this one from Dee. Moving forward with renewed enthusiasm, feeling confident in their creativity, allowing themselves to love again and fall in love with life again. That is yummy. I feel that in my body. Feeling inspired to learn more, to become more, to share more knowledge with others, right? And there's more here too. So yes, just really feeling these transformations. So we're going to go into prizes now, but I will definitely stay on for anyone else afterwards who wants more coaching on theirs. If you're like, oh, I need a little bit more support, I will be on with you. We'll take a little break and then we'll come back. But who's excited? First of all, wasn't that cool? Like, was that not cool? Okay. I just want to be honest with you guys. I've actually never taught this as in a group before. So if I needed to take a few more breaths, that might have been true. I usually teach it in one-on-one containers. So it was really my delight and honor to offer you something that my clients have found so valuable for moving forward, to be able to offer this to you in this container. And I hope that you take it forward and use it to change the effing world yesterday, right? More magic in the world yesterday. Okay. that's the goal here. And so we're going to talk about prizes, and I'm also going to share about some ways that you can work more deeply with me if you don't win the prize, or if you do win the prize and you're like, I want even more. So we're going to share prizes and we're going to share some deepening into the work. Is that okay with everyone? Do I have your permission? Okay, amazing. All right, and then Inesha is going to spin our amazing prize wheel. Okay. All right. So just a reminder that your magic is more important than ever right now, right? And clarity supports magic, because like how Gregory showed us, right? That breath, like that clarity, it gives your body the power to speak, to take actions in the world that create what you desire. So let's change the world. Yes? Yes. Okay. So your home play is to dive deeper into your tools. I will, when I send out the replay, I'll send out all the questions so you can dive deeper into them, right? Look for the patterns in your why you do these exercises and practices, and go deeper, and then go a layer deeper, and then a layer deeper than that, right? And then play with getting even clearer in the transformation that you offer. Okay, so that's your home play. And the prizes that you can win, and I love giving prizes. Every time I can, whenever I do a masterclass or a play shop, whenever I can, there's always a prize, because it just allows the sparkle factor to come up. We are more excited, we're more embodied, we are more excited, and I feel like we learn better. So whenever I can, there are always prizes. Okay, so we're going to have one winner today, and you get to choose. So you will get to choose which one of these you would like. So the first option is a magnetic offering one-on-one session to help you clarify your unique methodology, or honestly, whatever you would most like to work on together. So if you want to work on like what we did together in this masterclass, we can work on that. We can work on what's going to support you, because it's one-on-one, and I will be there to serve your magic. And the idea is that you will come out of this like with this deeper love of sharing your offerings with your audience. Okay, so who's excited? Like, badass prize, right? Yes. Can I, like, if you desire that, put a like, yummy, delicious, I want that in the chat. All right. Thank you. All right. It's good. It's good luck for the prize gods. The wheel can hear you. The wheel can hear your desires. Okay. Prize option 2, all right, is half off of the Magnetic Mastermind to design and structure a one-on-one coaching or healing package that feels authentically you. So if you want to go even deeper, right, you need more, like, you can just sense you want more than one session, right? Oh, and just a quick note about this. I actually don't offer single sessions anymore. So you cannot just book this one with me. So it's a very special prize. It comes, I do it when I do the masterminds. But if you do want to talk about one-on-one work, we can have a conversation about that. So I do offer longer containers where we do one-on-one if that's something that you would desire. Okay, so prize option 2, I'm so excited about this. We're going to do a magnetic mastermind, and this is for you if you're designing or structuring a one-on-one, okay, so not a group, a one-on-one coaching or healing package that feels authentically you. And we're going to have 2 parts of this, right? You're going to have the inner message and the outer message. So we're going to use transformational coaching along with positive intelligence coaching to find your embodied magnetic voice with a powerful blend, right, of PQ and transformational coaching. And if you've done PQ before, you will actually love this, because we're going to look at how we structure our own offering, looking at how PQ is structured. So PQ is this amazing system that has helped me so much transmute a lot of anxiety, transmute a lot of the sabotaging patterns that were getting in my way, and just feel much more embodied and confident in my life. So we're going to use this inner work. And there's something really special about doing this with a group of people, because you're going on this journey together. And so you're all sharing this powerful voice, and you're getting to know each other. And there's just this camaraderie that is, I don't even have words for it. It's delicious. So you're going to find your embodied magnetic voice. And I'm going to bring in some of my most potent tools from my magnetic offering one-on-one program. Yes, I will show you my coaching agreement. Yes, we will go over your coaching agreement, right? We will make sure that your clients are set up for success. And we're going to do group coaching on the elements you most need as you're developing, designing, or elevating your unique one-on-one offering. Okay, so it's going to be delicious. You're going to know what to offer, and you're going to be able to powerfully speak about it. All right. And I think this is the best part. You create a network of magical change makers for feedback, collaborations, and power partnership. We cannot do this by ourselves. Like, we cannot do this by ourselves. And so having this group of people for collaborations, for potential referrals, for those kind of things is priceless. Okay. So altogether, this is actually valued at almost $8,000. Okay. That's not what it's offered at, but that is the value of it. And you can have half off, right? So it is a 8-week program. It begins Monday, June 29th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. New York. All right. And you can add on a one-on-one session if you'd like for additional support and magic. So if you win and you're like, I don't know, I want both, you can figure out how to have both. Okay. And so if you don't win and you're curious about this beautiful option, just so you know, the options are, okay, the normal investment is 1,333 if that's just feeling delicious for you. I love to offer pay it forward sponsorships. What this means is I'm really invested in people from like all over the world being able to say yes to these offerings. And so if you are doing great right now and you would like to sponsor someone else, you can do a pay it forward sponsorship. You can offer that and you'll get a one-on-one session along with that. Okay. And that's 1,777. Or if you need a pay it forward sponsorship, we can talk about that too. I can't give you half off of the pay it forward, but you can get half off of one of these options if you win. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Am I like am I being clear enough? Okay. Okay. Amazing. And Inacia, after we win the prize wheel, she'll put in a link to book a chat with me and we can talk about more about if this is a good fit for you. And if you would like to receive a pay it forward sponsorship, what that means is I really trust my ability to help you make money. So when you make money, right, the idea is that you would pay it forward for another person who is in your situation at some time in the future. And so that's just my way of supporting the world to rise. Okay, so those are the options. So again, prize option 1, magnetic offering one-on-one session to help you clarify your unique methodology or to help you do anything you want. So you love sharing your offerings with your audience. Or prize option 2, half off the magnetic mastermind to design and structure a one-on-one coaching or healing package that feels authentically you. Okay. And I'd love to have a chat with you. If you'd love to know more about my work, we can book a Sacred Gifts breakthrough session and we'll explore if it's a good fit to continue on together. Okay. So with that, we are going to find our prize winners.
All right. Let me make sure I share my screen here.
This is my favorite part, you guys. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I do master classes so I can give away prizes. I'm like almost positive. It's not in my energetic signature actually to teach to groups. Like I really do work one-on-one, and I'm almost positive that I do groups so I can give away prizes. So let's see here.
And you can see my prize wheel here.
We can.
Okay, and remind me again, Anna, one winner?
One winner, yes.
Okay,
one winner.
thank you.
And they can choose.
All right, all right. So here we go. Ooh.
Amazing. You won another time. You didn't, and your message was that you were, what was it? Like you were on the right path. Aparajita. Amazing. I can't wait to connect with you. So we'll just take down the screen share. Thank you so much, Inacia.
Am I still sharing my screen? Oh, there it is.
She'll,
Got it.
Okay. I was just grabbing it.
Thanks.
Okay. Amazing. All right. It'll be on YouTube, but Aparajita, do you feel like coming on and saying anything about your amazing prize? You don't have to. You can put it in the chat. If you raise your hand, I'll know to ask you to unmute. Okay.
Thank you so much. I always love being on your masterclass, and I really didn't expect to win this time, but It's so amazing, and thank you so much. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so looking forward to it. All right, so I'll be in contact and we'll figure out how to have that time. I can't wait to connect more.
Thank
All
you.
right, amazing. So that is our masterclass today. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your biggest insights here at the end. I know we're just a little bit over time and then we'll stay on for coaching, but what are you really taking forward? What is your biggest appreciation? What is your biggest insight? So if you want to raise your hand or you want to put that in the chat, I would absolutely love to know. And I would absolutely love to connect with you if you would love a Sacred Gifts breakthrough session and we can really feel into your amazing gifts, what is the best way to bring them forward, and if I'm the right person to support you. Okay. Magic and options. Yes, we love options. Amazing. Holly, focusing on my inner message so I can be clearer about how I communicate it to others. Yes, I love that, Holly. Inacia, love gaining these powerful clarity breakthroughs and becoming more visible in my love for my work. D, felt inspired and in awe of how much information came through within this short time. Thank you for creating a safe and sacred space in alignment with the highest good. You are so welcome, D. Thank you so much for being here. Kathleen, the ease of the arc of magical transformation from being in your field. Anna, oh, thank you, Kathleen. Tamara, thank you, Anna, getting really clear on the offering arc and training my inner messaging to be more confident. Yes, amazing. And I loved what you shared today, and it's feeling like it's really coming through. So that's amazing. Okay, well, that is our amazing masterclass for today. I'm going to stay on for coaching. If you have questions, if you want to share your offerings, if you want coaching on your offerings, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Okay, so we're going to take a 5-minute break and we will, anyone who wants to, will come back and do some more sparkling. So can't wait to see you. Those of you who want more deliciousness and those of you who need to hop off, I'm just sending you the biggest sparkles and the biggest blessings. Thank you for changing the world with your magic. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you.